All right, looks like we are live. So, welcome if you are a contractor. So, maybe you're a handyman, you're a kitchen and bath renovation contractor, you're a plumber, HVAC, and you are in a process trying to move from maybe 30, 50K a month on up to 100K a month or more. We're going to talk about how it is in 2026 that you can get found online today here on this live. Now, I'll be honest, I don't have any followers on this channel. I don't know if anybody's going to watch this live. So we're just going to go after it and it will be set on the channel. But if you want to engage, if you do show up, go ahead and do so. And I'd love to get that engagement from you and hear from you as well. You can subscribe if you like the value here. I promise to bring it to you. So let's get into it. Let's talk a little bit about what it is that we are discussing today. So number one, I want to talk about how it is that there are so many people in this industry that have a blind spot to how they've put their presence out there online. And so we're going to talk about how it is that you can actually be aware of that blind spot and not fall trap to it. We're going to also in that talk about, I've got some notes here, so you see me look down a little bit here. We're going to talk about the new way that people are finding contractors in 2026. Okay. This was not as prevalent in 2025. It is now becoming very prevalent in 2026, and it's going to become even more prevalent all the way throughout the year. And if you're not aware of how to be found this way, you're going to be missing out on a massive amount of traffic that is potentially able to come your way. The next thing we're going to talk about is AI and how essentially these AI search engines are looking for and finding the people that they're recommending. And we're going to find out the real reason why most contractor websites are failing. We're going to also talk about one of the little tips or secrets that we use to help our clients to get more eyes on their business for free. Okay. So this is not going to be a training about how to run ads. Okay. This is actually the opposite. It's how do you make more money in your business without running any ads at all or running more ads. So let's get into this and talk through some of these elements and concepts. So the first thing I want to talk about is why this actually matters to you. So if you are a contractor and you currently are, maybe your website was built by someone, so many guys I know, a buddy of theirs built it, someone who had some like graphic art skills, maybe they nowadays even built it on AI, and and it looks good. Maybe it looks good. Maybe it doesn't look good. Okay. If it looks like crap, well, that's a problem in and of itself. But if it looks good, but it doesn't do three things, it really is not helping you at all. In fact, it could be hurting you. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about this blind spot. See, there are three keys that when you have a website that you need it to do for you. Number one, it needs to be able to say what you do. Okay. The second thing that it needs to do is it needs to be able to tell people who you are, right? Basically, what is the general area of service you do, and then what specific services you do. So who you are, and then what you do. And then the last thing that you needed to do is tell them where you do it. This is one thing that a lot of people leave out of their websites. They don't talk about where they do what they do. But in local businesses, when you're competing against other local companies that are in the same area as you need to make sure that you have on that website the areas, specific cities, ideally zip codes and other things on there, and really go after those areas that are there. So look at your website, see if you've got areas mentioned, and you can kind of do it like in a really small way, or you can do it in a big way. We recommend the big way. If you've got questions about that, feel free to reach out to us. But this isn't meant to be like a commercial. It's meant to be more like educational and valuable to you to look at where are the gaps that could be helping you to get to the next level in 2026. All right. So now let's talk about why this is important. Okay. The big reason why this has become important in 2026. I'll be honest, a lot of people could have gotten by without a website in 2025, 2024, but this is changing, and a good website. You could get by with like a mediocre website in the past, but this is all changing very, very fast. And here's why. All right. In the past, the way people have found people like you is what they have a need. Maybe, I just actually had a handyman here at my house today. And, how did we find him? Well, you have some work that needs to be done. Maybe you call a friend, or you go onto Google Maps, right? And you look up handyman in my area or near me, right? And then when you look at that, what happens? You're going to get Google Maps pulled up, And Google Maps is going to give you an image of some of the handymen in the area. Now, those handymen are going to basically be valued by you or qualified by you because of one of three things. So either they have a lot of reviews in those, or they have positive reviews, or ideally both, right? Now, here's the thing. That's how most people was have been finding people in the past. We're going to come back to this because this is still going to be important in 2026, and we're going to talk about how you can maximize your opportunity there. But here's the thing. It's now moving to a place whereas before, if I went on Google Maps and I searched handyman and I found like, a list of handyman, I'm going to see probably 4, 5, 6, 7 options. I'm going to see a map of different options. And there's basically, a dozen or so options that I could see on a map. That is not the case with AI. Okay. And nowadays, more people are going out there and they're doing research with AI. So they're going on ChatGPT, Gemini, or Google. In fact, how many of you have used any of those? I'm really curious. Put a message in the chat if you have used ChatGPT more than once in the last month. All right, to do some research to find something out. Right, the statistics are showing that this number is going to rise by a dramatic amount in the next 24 months, next 12 months specifically. Think about when Google got adopted, right? Think about when Yahoo and everybody got online, right? And they were searching for things. They were using Google for a long time. But now what's happening is they're starting to use other tools that are conversational versus search. So if you are not prepared for that AI revolution that is happening, you are going to get left behind. I don't care what you think about with AI. You may think AI is dumb. You may think AI is going to take your job. You may think AI is bad for the environment and the economy. And I get it, man. I felt all those things. I got 3 boys, 15, 20, 19 and 20. And I want those boys to succeed. And I don't know how they're going to find a spot in the market in 2020, in the future with AI doing what it's doing. The only thing I can teach them to do is how to use AI to get themselves leverage for the future. And I do think there's huge opportunities for people that are doing that. And so we want to take advantage of that. So you need not just to be on Google Maps, you need to have a website so that when they're going out there, when these bots are going out there and looking at data, they can now look at way more data than before. They will be using Google Maps, but they're also going to be looking at websites. And so if you do not have a website, you are just going to put yourself further and further behind on that. So that's number one. You need a website. And what does it need to do? 3 things. It needs to tell them who you are, what you do, and where you do it. And I would recommend almost a page for each of those. In fact, a lot of times our websites are 21 pages long because we have a page for each city that our clients are in. All right, enough on the details there. We'll won't nerd out too much more. Get in touch with us if you want us to talk to you about your system and what's going on there. Now, a website alone is not enough. Okay, a website alone is not going to change your business. It will make a difference if you've got a good reputation and you're being found. And so you do need that website as a foundational piece. But then what? What's next there? All right. So the next key thing that I wanted to talk about is really the main reasons why you are not getting the amount of attention when people do go to Google Maps. And that's because when people go there, like we talked about earlier, people go on to Google Maps, they're going to go ahead and they're going to look at what is it that this company has done for other people. They're going to look at the number of reviews and they're going to look at the overall score of those reviews. I mean, if you're under 3.5 nowadays, you are in trouble. It is very, very difficult for people to want to come to you when they can go to the next person, even if they have less reviews that are under 3.5 stars. So if you are currently under 3.5 stars, definitely you want to figure that out soon. Now we may or may not want to work with you because if you can't take care of your customers, frankly, I don't want to help you get more business. But if you are taking care of your business and taking care of your customers, we all know that people complain much more than they praise. And so maybe you just haven't been trained on any of this stuff. And maybe you've just gotten some bad reviews, but you're really taking care of people. And most people are very happy with you. But it's just the few people that something went wrong. We've all had one of those clients that just something went wrong. And so they complain and they complain out loud in a public environment, and all of a sudden now you look bad, even though you did everything you could, or just something just didn't work out with that client. Or maybe they're just super nitpicky or challenging. We all have, there's all those kind of people out there in the world today. So if you know that you need to get more reviews, let me tell you a system that we use with our clients, and you can put this in place with yours. Now we do it in a very automated fashion, make it super simple for our clients. But essentially, what you can do is just become aware of your Google review link, right? And this is one simple option. Just have that Google review link right there on your phone. I don't know if you know this, but you can go into your phone. You can take any link on your phone. You can go into it. You can click the three little dots, and you can click add. Let's see, not add to bookmarks. Let me see. Sorry. How do we do this? Let's see here. Oh, I know what it is. You click the share button, and then what you do is instead of sharing it, you actually click add to home screen, and it will save that page to your home screen. So you can save your review page right to your home screen, and then sorry, you can share that with anybody that you're with. So all you got to do is go in there, open that up, copy the link, text it to somebody, and then boom, they can go in there and give you a Google review right away. Now, that's still a little bit manual. And so what we like to do for our clients is set up an automated review system. And here's how that works. Let me see if I can get a little drink here. Wow, I got no water in any of my drinks here. So give me a second. This is live, so this is how it goes. All right. So the what you want to do is with them, or what we do is instead of that manual process, what we will do is we'll set up a system where number one, we have a website that you save on the phone, right? And all you do is when you're at the stage of checking out with your client, right? They're paying for their service. All you do is say, "Hey, I got to work on a couple things, but real quick before I do that, if you will you just go ahead real quick and give me your information? I know we already have it in the system, but go ahead and give it to me real quick." And they'll fill out their name, their email, and their phone number, and then they'll hit submit. And what that will do is that will automatically text them to their phone saying, "Hey, we'd love to get a review from you. Let us know how we did." Now, what we do here is we actually send them to a website where they can choose in a little bar graph that basically says, "Hey, on a scale of 1 to 5 stars," and they can select how many stars they want. Now, if they are not happy with us, I want that feedback. And so what we'll do is if they have less than 4 stars, what we do is we send them just to a form that collects that information, shares that back with you, and lets you know, hey, this is, essentially someone who's not so happy with you, and you may want to do something to try to reach out, see if you can do something. But guess where that review doesn't go? It doesn't go to Google. And then if they say 4 or 5 stars, we do want those reviews. And so that's going to take them right to the Google link. And now they're going to fill that out, and they're going to actually give you a positive Google review, optimizing your review and increasing the likelihood that future people that find you on Google Maps are now going to select you. What could that be worth? I mean, I don't know what your average client pays you, but think about it for a second, right? So if you're a handyman, one, you probably don't just get single trips. You probably, if you have someone do some work for someone once, you probably do 3 or 4 trips for them throughout the year. So that could be anywhere from $200 to $400 or $500 in a year. In a lifetime, that could be $4 or $5,000 over the lifetime of projects with them. If you're a roofer, this could be six, seven, eight, nine, $12,000. If you're a kitchen and remodeler, this could be $50,000 for you. So each of these missed opportunities because you don't have the reviews that you need and you don't have the site in a place where AI can find it is going to put you in a place where even you could be missing out on thousands, tens of thousands, and maybe even more dollars every single month. So if you guys like these ideas, my encouragement for you is to, subscribe. We're going to go through more of this stuff in the future. I'd love to answer any questions for you guys. If you guys show up to these lives that we do, and we'll try to let you know when they're going on. But if you subscribe, then you'll get notified, hey, live's coming up, and we'll answer, how it is that we can do more for you. I've got tons of ideas to share with you about more details about websites, about other marketing solutions. And once again, our goal is to do all that without you having to spend a bunch more money on ads. So if you like that idea and you want to see how it is that you can move forward, just go ahead and subscribe, and or check out some of our other videos if we've got more up here, and reach out to us. Oh, by the way, I've got a gift for you. If you want a gift to look at how it is that you can grow your business in 2026, just go to Magnetic. It's spelled MAGNTK. Spelled a little funny. NTK.com/gift. You can also find it in the description below. And thank you for joining me today. And we'll be back next time. Take care.